Welcome back to this very special Christmas edition of Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. This is Carol Parisi. Our founder, Jack Roser, and myself are talking with Rick Newton. And during the break, Rick, we were talking about some social justice czar at the school level?
Czar was my term, but
oh, okay, so they didn't call him a czar.
No, just me.
Okay.
Actually, it was a czarina.
A czarina.
But, you know, I mentioned that during the candidate forum that there was mention of social justice, and I was kind of taken aback from that. But I shouldn't have been surprised, because 4 months after we started to attend the meetings, we find out that Superintendent Jose Torres had appointed a chief of equity and social justice to the school board. And this, the primary responsibility of this person is to close. It started out being stated as closing the achievement gap. That has since changed. If you go out to the website, it says eliminating the achievement gap. And by closing or eliminating, they're talking about, and all measurements are done thanks to No Child Left Behind, between race and ethnicity groups. So all conversations are racially and ethnicity based.
That's racist. That's racism.
No, you and I are racist.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you're classifying people by race now, and how you're going to measure their level of success?
All their measures are done racially and by ethnicity. And it's they've further, so that was a year ago. This summer they stepped it up a little bit. They took the chief of equity and social justice, promoted her to assistant superintendent of elementary education, hired a new social justice chief.
All on the taxpayer dollars, I'm sure.
And while they were at it, they renamed the two assistant superintendent positions, one for elementary, one for secondary, to the assistant superintendents of instruction and equity.
Equity.
So it's starting to become infused, you know, in all that they do, and it's starting to show up in policies. We've seen it. If you want to talk about it in the gifted program.
Okay.
The gifted program has been around for a long time, and this past a couple weeks ago, they did a proposal to make a change to the gifted program, and because they felt that there was not enough opportunity for some groups of people to be able to have the opportunity to take part in this. And there's always been, the way they explained it, two primary spheres of curriculum. There's a math and science sphere, and then there's a, for lack of a better term, a reading or literature type of sphere. And they felt that, you know, there's some candidates, or people don't even become candidates, that couldn't qualify for both. So they're going to propose that they allow people to come in, as I put it, as half gifted. You know, you only have to be gifted in one of those spheres. That's probably not a fair way to depict it. But, my first thought was, this is really going to expand the program. That's going to, you know, wonder what the cost is going to be. Somebody asked the question on the board, do you foresee the program increasing in size? The answer was, no, it'd probably be pretty much the same. What you can infer from that is the fact that there's probably going to be some kids that would have ordinarily qualified for it that will be held back so that we can get people in, you know, who aren't quite qualified.
Sounds like quotas to me.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like they're quotas to me.
Well, it's a big concern with racism as they perceive it. When in reality, the school should be teaching the basics. You know, get down to it. Certainly the first 9 grades, there's no big mystery to it. You can learn reading and arithmetic, hopefully, but they don't learn that. And some history, but pretty well established things about how this country is run. Lots of books have been written, lots of people have been educated, and there's no big necessity for some big new flashes of genius from any of the teachers or programs. Really what you're trying to do is get the basics in there. So what in Tunket are they fooling around with something like racism and so forth with kids?
It gets worse, Jack. They also introduced a program that they called, so you talked about the first 9 grades. They've introduced a program called Give Me 5. And I didn't understand the name. I just thought it was cute until they explained it a little bit further. And they made the statement they made in presenting it was, it's their intent to take kids from the womb to kindergarten. because they want to show parents how to be better parents in getting their kids ready for school. So their idea is to put together a preschool curriculum. And when I heard that, I got up that meeting, and my response to them was, put it politely, there is no way on God's green earth that you're going to get hold of my children in those formative years.
That's exactly what they want to do.
The Supreme Court has, this question has come up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Whose responsibility is it to educate the children? And it ain't the school district.
Not the school district.
It isn't the college. It isn't any of those. It is the parent.
Those are the formative years.
Those are the formative years, and
Not only formative years, they are the parents' children. And who in Tunket are they to put in their goofy left-wing ideas into our children? Let's stick to the basics and learn. They should learn how to read many different things. They ought to learn arithmetic, and they sure don't, because there's only about 4% of the kids coming out of the local colleges that are fit to go, to local basic schools from the 12 grades. There's only about 4% that are qualified to go to a 2-year college. That's a statistical level that they are miseducated.
I think the problems go deeper, and we're going to talk more about that when we come back after the break. Stay with us.